Coleman each won the first American Cup on her way to Olympic gold. 8 years later, Mary Lou Retton took the same road to her Olympic triumph. Today, a third Bella Caroli-trained gymnast, Phoebe Mills, is hoping to trigger her Olympic campaign with an American Cup victory. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Patriot Center at George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia. We are here for the American Cup gymnastics competition. And today, you'll be seeing many of the top gymnasts in the world in somewhat of a preview of the Seoul Summer Olympic Games. And with us, as usual, on our gymnastics commentary, our own Olympian, Kathy Johnson. Well, Kathy, the American men have advanced Dan Hayden and Kevin Davis to the finals, and Dan Hayden, in fact, won the qualifying round.
Well, Dan Hayden is looking better than ever. In the past, he's been plagued with injuries, but at the last World Championships, he was our top American finisher. Kevin Davis is well known as a top collegiate athlete from the University of Nebraska, but has now come on the national and international scene as one of the top gymnasts.
Perhaps one of the most well-known of the American competitors in the meet today is Phoebe Mills. She is joined by her teammate Shelley Stack. Both are coached by Bella Caroli.
Well, Phoebe Mills has done quite well ever since she was a junior gymnast. Now she's a veteran at the ripe old age of 15. We also have a 14-year-old, Shelley Stack, who this is her first opportunity to really make it big on the international scene. They're both doing quite well. But their major competition is the Soviet gymnast, Svetlana Baitova, who was 4th at the World Championships. She's a superb gymnast, and I think there's going to be a great competition between those three.
So we'll be back with the 1988 McDonald's American Cup competition in a moment.
CBS Sports Sunday is sponsored by Michelob Light. When the sun goes down, light up the night with Michelob Light. Haviland Supreme Motor Oil, the motor oil that's cool under fire. And by McDonald's. It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Competition after 3 events, the floor exercise, pommel horse, and still rings. You see Kevin Davis of the U.S. 3rd. Dan Hayden had some trouble on the floor X, and he is tied for 4th. The leader is Sven Tippelt, and he had a strong rings performance.
And the 22-year-old national champion from East Germany is seen here on his best event. He maintained his consistency by scoring a 9.85 on the rings, showing that strength is definitely making a comeback on the rings.
Well, the women have just completed one event, the vault, and Svetlana Baitova of the Soviet Union is the leader, followed by Phoebe Mills and Shelley Stack of the U.S. Here is Svetlana Baitova.
And she performed the most difficult vault done of the day, a double twisting Yurchenko, with near perfection.
Well, now you're looking at Gabriela Potorac of Romania as we begin the second event in the women's competition here on the uneven bars.
Although she's in 4th, she's only a little over a 1/10 of a point out of 1st place. And this is where she can make up ground. Good combination coming up here. Full twist over the top. Full twist and a half turn right into a front flip catch. This is an excellent routine so far. Another giant full twist. Right into the dismount, double tap, and a perfect landing.
15-year-old Gabriela Potorac, yet another new face from Romania. Her idol is the world champion from her country, Daniela Silivas.
She really does good work on this event. Watch this combination. Giant, full turn over the top. Now she performs another full turn, then rolls her grip, and right into a front flip catch, way up in the air.
Fine performance for Potorac. Here's her score, 9.875, and for 2 events, she now has a total of 19.688. Meanwhile, on the men's side, Kevin Davis of the United States on the vault.
This is not one of Kevin's best events. He's doing a new vault, a Cuervo, oh, and a good landing. Good vault for Kevin.
Well, as we wait for Davis's score, let's return now to the women's event on the uneven bars. Next up is Svetlana Baitova of the Soviet Union. Her first trip to the United States. We asked her what food she likes over here.
Мне це піца і макдональдські бутерброди.
Well, those of you Russian scholars can easily identify that as pizza and McDonald's, her favorite food.
Svetlana is sitting pretty going into this event. It's a great event for her. It's deceivingly difficult. She does 2 1.5 twisting. The first one right here. I can't believe it. That is a really difficult move, but I've never seen her miss it. Here's her second 1.5 twist, right into a glide on the low bar.
How much will that hurt her, Kathy?
It's 0.5 points off. With an event this close, it's going to cost her. Oh, a nice high delta. She's come back strong. Free up to handstand. Giant. And a double tuck dismount. She usually twists that dismount. It's usually a half in, half out.
Well, perhaps a little bit discouraged. It's still amazing to me how these young competitors can bounce back after an early mistake in their routine. You can see, though, clearly she's very unhappy at what happened.
Now let's take a look at that mount and see exactly what happened. You've really got to get a lot of swing here, which is hard to do from a straddle over mount. Begins the twist and just gets hung up. Can't get the other hand on the bar.
15-year-old Svetlana Baitova, and a costly error.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, she usually does a twist on this dismount. She chose to leave it out, which I think was wise. Goes for a good landing.
Svetlana Baitova, as you can see, obviously disappointed with the fall, and it did cost her 9.40 on the uneven bars. A total now of 19.325 for Baitova. Meanwhile, in the men's competition, Sven Tippelt of East Germany ready to go on the vault. And by the way, Kevin Davis' score here in the vault was 9.55.
Not a particularly high score, which could jeopardize Davis's position, especially since the stronger vaulters are later in the lineup, Tippelt being one of them. He's doing a Cuervo. Okay, not a good landing, but the vault is actually pretty good.
Sven Tippelt looks only mildly happy with that. Back on the uneven bars, Phoebe Mills of the United States, who needs a 9.43 to move into first place.
Now, Phoebe's strong in the all-around, but this is really her best event. She does 2 release moves. There's the first one, reverse hecht. And here comes the second. She catches a mixed grip. Neat little combination down to the low bar.
Good. Now smooth out. Powerful.
You can hear Bella Caroli.
Hold.
And a double tuck flyaway. Very good routine for Phoebe.
Well, Phoebe looks happy. Coach Bella looks happy. Look at this crowd here at George Mason University.
Yeah. That was a good one. That was a good one. All right.
Kathy, let's look at that mount by Phoebe Mills again.
Now, one of the key points of Phoebe's routine is she performs 2 release moves. She just looks great. Physically, she's the strongest I've ever seen her. Now, here's the first release move. It's a reverse hecht. Way up over the bar. She performs the same move again, except this time catches in mixed grip, immediately turns and right into a back somersault, catches the low bar.
Fine routine for Phoebe Mills, and so she is the leader, but just by 1/10 of a point over Potorak of Romania. Now on the men's side, after 4 rotations, Sven Tippelt with a 9-7 on vault drops into a tie with Marius Toba of Romania, Davis of the U.S. 5th, and Dan Hayden into 6th place.
More gymnastics action coming your way, and in about 45 minutes we will have live the announcement of the NCAA tournament selection. The tournament selection show.
2 rotations. In the men's competition, Marius Toba of Romania, Sven Tippelt of East Germany are tied for first place. In the women's competition, Phoebe Mills of the United States is in the lead, but just by 1/10 of a point. Now on the balance beam, 14-year-old Shelley Stack, Bella Caroli's new protege. She's currently in 7th place.
Now, balance beam is usually considered the break point of the competition, meaning it makes or breaks the gymnast. But we saw a huge shakeup at the uneven bars. Shelley fell and dropped to 7th. Svetlana Baitova fell and dropped to 5th. far, she's shown some unique moves, shown her flexibility. Now there, those split jumps could really show more flexibility. Now, this is a crucial point for her routine. It's just 2 back handsprings into a layout step out. Good landing. She's really very solid. Shelley needs to work on is really extending her legs. As you can see, the knee bent right there. This level, you can't afford to give away 1/10 of a point for bent legs. Now here's her dismount. Should be a double back. Good solid landing. All right, good routine for her.
Shelley Stack in her first major senior competition. Coach Bella Caroli obviously pleased. Last year she was second in the all-around junior division at the Nationals.
Really showed a good competitive spirit. She came back from that disappointing fall on bars and just knocked one out here on balance beam.
Score for Shelley Stack.
Well, let's get her score now.
9.875.
Wow, what a score for young Shelley Stack, 9.875. That gives her a total of 29.15. She's moving up. Meanwhile, on the men's parallel bars, this is Marius Toba from Romania.
Now, he was tied with Tepelt of East Germany coming into this event, but Tepelt really took the pressure off of him, scoring only a 9.45. Good work here. Healy twirl, right into another Healy twirl, and a front straddle 1 1/4. Good combination. And a double tuck dismount. Great routine.
Marius Toba, 20 years of age from Romania, on their world championship team and already named to the Olympic team.
Now we're looking at his mount. Nice flare work here. And he ends right in a plunge position.
9.85.
So there you hear his score, 9.85 for Toba, a total of 38.75, and that should give him sole possession of first place, at least for the time being. Meanwhile, back over on the balance beam in the women's competition, Svetlana Vaitova.
This routine is stock full of originality right there. Circles into a flare, very similar to what Tracy Talavera did at the Olympic Games. Also, she has the difficulty in this routine. Which is going to help her play catch-up here. Again, she did fall off the uneven bars, but still, she's right in there. Here's a critical point. Most difficult pass in her routine. Back handspring, 2 layout step outs. Good landing.
Is this an Olympic team prospect of the Soviet Union?
Oh, very definitely. She was part of their world championship team, and she was actually 4th at the past world championships in the all-around. Non-stop action in this routine. Slight little balance break there.
Very attentive crowd watching Vaitova.
There's her dismount. A triple twist. One step on the landing, but that is a very difficult dismount.
Svetlana Vaitova, she's got an awful lot of stuff in this routine.
This is probably the most difficult part. She does 2 layout step outs. And just right on.
Here's her score, 9.838, and that should put her right into contention now with Mills and Shelley Stack.